Morning folks, just in the queue. 5 minutes till the gates open. So let's start lumping this round the other side of the lake. I've already put a bait bucket in a swim so nobody nabs it. For the first time ever, I've chose to fish down the left side of Sandwich Lake. Just down here they've got the air pumping into the lake. This could be a hot spot for fish, but I always do like to fish this far bank. You've got all the rushes along the far bank and nobody can fish that bank, so it's kind of a safe area for the fish. But anyway, let's get set up. Gonna have one rod surface fishing and it's nearly December. So we're going to have two nets set up just in case. You never know. It's a runs water. It could kick off even in November. So I've made up a couple of Parrot rigs. First time using them actually, even though they're amazing rigs. Once the rods are out, I'll talk a little bit about the Parrot rig and what else we're doing today. I've got a fish on. I think it's a tiny one, but who cares? It's a carp. First fish of the day. I didn't even have time to get my second rig on. Let's take a look at the fish. Get ready. First fish of the day, tiny, but the fish got up to 30 pound in here. Okay, before that fish interrupted, I was just going to talk to you about the Parrot rig. It's just basically a normal hair rig, but if you can see there where my finger is and the hook, there's a little bit of shrink tube that traps the hair. So the hair comes away like this. Maybe that could slide around a tiny little bit more. And it almost works the same as the shot on the hook, which is really interesting because the weight of the bait turns the hook. So let me just share a little clip of Hearn telling you exactly how this rig works.
You know, I use them with a boilies as well as nuts, obviously, but with two tigers, and as soon as you tighten up to it, and it doesn't matter what, you know, I think I've actually tied this rig with the cryogens, haven't I, on the ESP site?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exactly the same. But even if I turn the hook up, you know, as soon as you tighten,
Yeah, it just
You
flips
see this
around.
on, yeah, and they're not just the good thing is as well. The hook actually, as you tighten up, you can see that the hook actually rights itself.
Yeah,
do you see what I mean?
stands up,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's no shallow hook holds. You know, that's going in properly as
It's
deep
going
as
to go
it
in
should.
deep, yeah,
You've got
right
it.
up to the bend sort of thing.
But
yeah.
I'm so confident with it
Yeah.
now. You know, I've been using it for so long. I just love it.
That was less than 5 minutes, that one. Okay. As I said, it's November, close to December, and we're on the second carp within half an hour of getting here. Oh, it's only a small fish again, but there are bigger ones in here. Oh, it's come off. There's that's a really small fish on there, I think. I've literally just... It's on again. Mad, eh?
How have you done that?
I think they just like the Scopex squid.
Are you using an inline?
No, it's a safety bolt rig, so it's not an inline lead. Tiny fish again, but it's another fish.
Better than off then.
You're not... But once again, it's not the biggest fish. But it's a fish. Angry little mirror this time. One common, one mirror. I'm hoping if we keep catching, we're going to come across some of the bigger fish. Little stunner. He's got a screamer. That's the young lad I was chatting to earlier. He's super keen, but he's only got pop-up, so let's hope he lands this one. What I wanted to do is get the rods out and then start feeding up with the mixers to try and get the fish feeding off the top, but it's just not happening. Okay, the Parrot rig is hooking fish pretty well so far. It's been a bit chaotic, but I'm finally set up properly and I'm going to start polting some mixers out. It'd be great to get a fish off the surface in the colder months. It's possible. Hello, Rodney. Well, on the lake behind me, someone's spotting up. That's Prairie Lake, and he's occupying the seagulls, which is a result, which means I can actually get some mixers out here. There's fish. There's two fish just come to the surface. Well, there's fish topping. It's quite hard to see with the ripple on the water, but I can just about make out my white float. I'm just waiting for that to twitch. Any movement. I think I might be a little bit too keen. Maybe I should have spent a bit more time feeding them, getting them confident. Those pesky seagulls are not helping things. Oh, I had a bite. You alright?
Yeah, what's your channel?
My channel?
Yeah.
It's called Si Fishes. I'll just put some mixers out. Just SI and fishes.
Oh yeah, I found you.
You got me?
Yeah, I'll give you a follow.
It's a carp with glasses on. But yeah, I got some good ones on there. Some
Not
big.
doing too bad for yourself.
Yeah, it's building up.
Quite a lot of these.
Yeah, it's building up. Okay. I did put some mixers quite close in just because these seagulls were being pests. And they've started taking the mixers. I mean, the carp have started taking the mixers quite close in. So this will be fun. No seagull. Don't. Seagulls are right pain. Don't. Oh man. Seagulls, you're supposed to be down the seaside. What are you doing here? Chaos over there. The two young lads both have had a take at the same time. Love it. It's all the excitement of being a youngster when you're just getting into fishing. Come on, my mixers are sitting buoyant. Seagull, I'm going to punch you in the face in a minute. So I've just made up some small PVA bags just to keep me going through the day if it's prolific bites and lots of small fish, hopefully building up to a bigger fish. But just down here the fish keep coming up and feeding, so I'm just plopping mixers down there, building confidence, and then we'll have a go with a surface rod. We're going to get one on the surface today, I hope. Well, as you can see, this fish bumped off. I think it was another tiny one. I started to have issues with my mic, as you can hear in the sound from now on in the video. Sorry folks. Okay. Don't think it's big. It might be bigger than the last couple. Let's see. Biggest one of the day. Not massive. They're slowly getting bigger. Let's get a double or 20 or a 30. There is a 30 in here. Ooh. I might actually get around to eating my pastry and having a cup of tea, the first cup of tea of the day. What I was saying, the Parrot rig gives you an indication because it pulls that little silicone around. If you have a take, you know you've had a pickup. If it's just a wind and you reel in, that little bit of silicone shouldn't be slid round, it should be still towards the point of the hook. So this right hand rod, the island rod, it's gone a bit quiet, so just going to get some bait out in that area. It was almost instant earlier when we first got here. Some quick bites from the island. Well, the Parrot rig is hooking the fish very well. I've lost a couple of fish, but when they're really small fish, they bump off quite easily because there's no weight really. If it's a bigger fish, they tend to stay on better because of the weight of the fish. Well, this was attached to my line when I recast earlier. I went to reel in, and I'm glad I did because this was wrapped all around it. It's somebody's method feeder with a hair rig attached there. It's good to get it out of the lake. While we are waiting for more action on the rods, I'm just going to show you what other bait I've got with me, just in case things go quiet and I can change things up if I need to. The trusty sweet corn got me a couple of fish on this lake the last time I fished it, so I think it's good to have that in your bag no matter what session you're going on. If things are getting desperate, you can switch up to the corn. Nice visual bait that the carp love. Next one. Here we go. My usual scopex squid. Got some pop-ups. Also got some wafters with me. Sorry, I know it's blurry, but it's focusing on whatever I put in front of the camera, which is more pop-up scopex squid, but we've got yellow, and also I've got the pink ones as well. Variation. It's always good to have a mixture of baits. But one thing I should say, if you're using the Parrot rig, it's not really for pop-ups, it's more for bottom baits or maybe wafters. Well, let's have a look at these carp. They're still there, they're still interested in these mixers that I've been putting in the edge there. Might not be the biggest of carp. Here we go again, here he is again. Might not be the biggest of carp. But every now and then, one of the bigger ones will come along, so. Well, they're feeding down there, so that's a good sign. These two leisure rods are a bit quiet, so if they're quiet for another 10 minutes, maybe I'll have a go on the surface for these little fish down there. Okay. That's it. So I just had to reel that surface rod in. Didn't want to risk leaving that out when I've got fish on. Another little chap. Oh, I can't keep my mixer out there long enough before the bloody seagulls turn up. It's really annoying. Well, it's been quiet for a little while, so I've just switched over this left rod to corn. I've put 4 bits of corn on this Parrot rig, and I've just walked around, fed the margin with boilie and corn. So I'm expecting quick results on this left rod. Let's see what happens from now. Oh. I don't know what just happened. I had a drop back on my right rod, and as I was just checking it out, I had a bite on my left rod. I struck, felt something, and then nothing. Reeled in. It's like a clean cut, just not far from where my hook would have been. My Parrot rig is missing its hook. Is there anything sharp in the lake? It's just a clear cut there. I've never had that before. That's really odd. Well, I've stuck a new hair rig on this left rod. That was really weird. Almost like it had been cut with a pair of scissors. Strange. Anyway, new rig on. Come on, we need a bigger fish. I'd like to know how these fellas are getting on. This is Prairie Lake, and I'm thinking of booking That's the grains of corn. Well, that fish bounced off as well because it was another tiny little one. Back to what I was saying, I want to book a night, probably sometime in December, but I'm trying to decide which lake to go on. And Prairie might have my name on it. It's a good lake, there's some fish. A couple of fish go into the 40-pound mark. There's quite a few 30s. But I would be interested to know if fish are coming out. I might have a chat with some of these fellas while I'm here. I really would like to get on Pullens or North Lake if I could in December, but it's chocker. You just can't get on it. Okay, well, this is bigger. I don't know how big exactly, but it's bigger than all the ones we've caught so far. Fingers crossed we land it. It's just perseverance. Keep working your way through the smallest of fish on these runs waters with the smaller fish in. And surely in the long run you're going to come across one of the bigger fish. Now, I don't think this is huge at all. This one was on the boilie, so the boilie is still working, still doing its thing. The Scopex squid by Nash Baits, which ain't going to be around for much longer. Head up, mate. Ah. Oh, and he's in the net. Oh. Right, we've got a slightly bigger fish. Not the monster we're after, but it's a nice fish. Here we are. Biggest one of the day. Again, not huge, but it's a double figure fish. That's what we've been after. Something a little bit bigger, and it was on the Parrot rig again. Whew. You know what, this Parrot rig could take over from my usual slip D rig. Well, that wasn't tight to the island, that last fish, so let's keep it maybe a rod length off the island, just like the last cast. About there. It's about the same. So here you can see me talking about a Snowman rig, which I chose to put on my left rod, hoping that I might pick up a bigger fish instead of getting pestered by all these small ones. So I'm using a bottom bait, and the pink bait is a pop-up that presents it really well. And I'm hoping I'm getting this right. Ads Fishing Adventures, a fellow who's got his own YouTube channel and he fishes similar venues to me, fishes Elphics. And I'm sure when I watched his video, he picked up a 20-something pounder from this swim. He possibly had it on corn, I'm not sure, but there's every chance we can get something decent today. Well, I was just thinking to myself, this Snowman rig should deter the smallest of fish. I was wrong. This is a small fish. Anyway, it's another fish. Let's keep going. Let's get this one in. Get it back out. Get it back out there. Get some more bait out there. Keep searching for these big uns. Took my Snowman rig. Look at this little one. Nice little common. Let's get it back out there. Well, that's annoying. The rig or the hook is slightly turned over on the end, so not risking it. Let's switch it for a new rig. But I've had to wait 1 month for physio. And I just thought, I'd rather be sitting next to a lake in pain rather than sitting at home in pain, feeling a bit bleh. So that's why I came today. The temperature is dropping. You can feel it in the air. We've had really warm weather for this time of year, for the middle of November. But it's 10 degrees today. Get ready for the winter chill. Temperatures are dropping next week. The wind's picking up. I was just thinking about the carp shows that are on. There's one on quite soon, which is Sandown. I'm not going to that one this year, but I will be going to. There's one which is called the Essex Carp Show, but it's not in Essex anymore because Google bought the land where they used to have the carp show, so Google has ruined that for the Essex Carp Show. It is now Brands Hatch. I don't know if they're going to change the name of the Essex Carp Show to Brands Hatch, but as we know, it's still called the Essex Carp Show. I'm going to be going there on the Sunday. It's on the Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to go on the Sunday. A few of my friends who you might have seen in my videos in the past will be coming along. So yeah, if you're coming along, see you there. We just had a drone flying over, and the only person I know who flies a drone and films is Joe. Nothing But Fishing. Are you here? Down at Elphick's. I did actually send a message to Nothing But Fishing, Joe, to ask him if he'd like to come fishing down Elphick's with me. Still waiting for your reply. Well, this is sneaky.
It's a cunning plan, actually. Of course it is.
Those pesky seagulls. I put some mixers in a PVA bag so I don't attract the attention of the seagulls when I'm pulling stuff out. Let's see if that works. Well, I've given up with the surface fishing. These seagulls are just too much of a nightmare. Look at it, bloody things. Anyway. Oh. Fish on, fish on. Fish off. Fish bloody off. Oh, this cold wind is really not doing the fishing any favours. I've had no bites for about 2 hours until I just lost that fish. 1 hour to go. Can we catch the biggest fish of the day in this last hour? Fingers crossed we do. So a couple of the fishermen have already left. I don't blame them. It's blimmin' cold. And I chatted to one fella who is on Prairie Lake there. He's had no fish at all. But it just shows you it's worth coming out even on the coldest of days. It's the 16th of November, real chilly breeze in the air, and I'm managing to catch some fish. Not the biggest fish, but we are catching. Well, that's about it for this trip. The wind killed it off, so no fish since about 1 o'clock. It really just went completely dead. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. And if you did, please subscribe to the channel. We're not too far away from 3,000 subs. And if we can make 3,000 by Christmas, I'll be over the moon. Not even my lucky charm could save the day, but we did all right. We had a few carp. See you later, fishy folk.